So I'm going to go through this one.
Progress.
Cool. I'm going to go through this one by one, just to make sure you guys understand the homework. Because you just want to review logs again. Aiden, go. Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. Were you here on Wednesday or no? You were out sick. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, and we have a new packet for today, which I'll hand out in a little bit. Okay, guys, please. Guys, I'm talking. Thank you. Enough. Thank you. Awesome. All right, let's go. So this will be log base 10 to 16 equals x. Remember, that's how you want to work that out. That'd be log base 10 to 41 equals x. You can use a calculator to get the answer. I trust you guys can do that just fine. Log base 3 of 729, which actually, if I do that in my head, I think that's 7, if I'm not mistaken. 6. It's 6. Do you guys get 6? Yeah? Yeah, because 3 of 4 is 81, 3 of 5 is 243, 3 of 6. And this was log base 10 of 101 equals x, which I know is like 2.00 something, because it's close enough to 2. And again, the A and B, just use a calculator. I think they're going to each be like 1 point something. For 612, just make sure you don't forget your properties of exponents. That's 1 out of 25. That's x over y squared. The whole thing goes down, right? Because it's around the outside the parentheses. Here, if you add the exponents, that should be pretty straightforward. And the a goes in the bottom. And that's a 10, by the way. That's a terrible looking 0. Okay. Well, thanks. Is all is good? We're good with that? The first 2 problems? All right. For 615, who is correct? Heather's correct. That's because you need 4% growth. So you got to go backwards. You don't want, that's 4% decrease. We don't want that. You want 4% growth. So you have to do 1.04, but you divide. You have to go backwards. You're going back in time. In fact, actually, if you divide by this, it's the same thing as saying this. And that's going backwards in time by 15 years. So that's what you want to do. You don't want to do 0.96. That would give you much. Actually, give you a great example. Since you guys talk about cryptocurrency and stocks, this is actually one of the first lessons I learned when I started investing was out of college. Okay, let me ask this question. This is a good percentage question. All right. What if your stock goes down 20%? Okay, so what's the stock worth now?
$80.
Okay. What if you want to get back to your $100? What has to happen? Has to go up by how much? Nope.
100.
You're still losing money.
120.
Nope.
125.
Has to go up what percentage, guys? How much more money do you have to get back? What's 20 out of 80 percentage-wise? 25%. So you need a greater percent of growth compared to the percent decline to get your money back, which is why don't invest in losers, right? Invest in good companies or, well, 1.25, but it has to go up 25% of the current amount. So the point I'm trying to make here is that these are not the same, 1.04 and 0.96. Even though that's going down, that's actually more drastic because in order to get back to what you had before, you need a greater percentage. So just think of percentages that they're not additive like other numbers are, but yeah, just the way percentages work, in case you're curious. It's one of the first rules I learned about investing. So don't lose money. Actually, Warren Buffett's rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. Yeah. That's Warren Buffett's. I should teach econ.
I got 98. Oh, really?
Yeah. No, Warren Buffett one? No.
Do you know he made most of his money after the age of 80?
After what?
After the age of, most of his fortune, he made after the age of 80. It's all about compounding. Thank you. Yes. Compounding, which maybe we'll do a project on that because it's kind of fun. All right.
How much is the 1 share of Berkshire Hathaway?
Crazy, man. I don't know. No idea, but it's, yeah. But he only wants serious investors, right? He doesn't want like to split the stock and have all these people like
like GameStop, you know, which came up and down like crazy. So, all right. Anyway, I listen to you guys. I know what you guys are talking about. What are you guys talking? Anyway, no, it's not nothing wrong. It's just you gotta be careful. All right, for part A, iced tea, I did too. Yeah, yeah, I like the app. It's easy, just walk in, walk out. Okay, intersection two planes will be a line. What do you think it means for two planes to be parallel? That means they have no solution. They don't touch. And likewise with part C.
What?
Because they would have nothing in common for B and C. Okay, for 645 and 651, don't worry about the learning log. Just cross it off. But if you want to think strategies, obviously if you do substitution or elimination, either's fine. Or both. Now, for these here, I'm not going to do them algebraically. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to do this in the calculator. And actually today we're going to do word problems. And I'm not going to make you solve the word problems by hand. I'm going to have you set them up. And we're going to use a calculator to solve them. The stuff we're going to do the calculator may not make any sense. That's okay. I just wanted to show you the buttons to press. The what? So yes. But you'll understand what the calculator is doing next week when we start talking about matrices. I'm not going to have that discussion today. I'm just going to do word problems, show you what the calculator can do to help you solve it. Just the buttons to press. Probably won't make too much sense. That's okay. But at least you'll know how to use a calculator to solve these. So let me show you right now. You can use a calculator on the test because it's too much of a pain to solve by hand. I might have you do one by hand, but an easy one. How about no? How about if the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl, then I'll
Yes.
okay, because I don't want the Chiefs to win. I know they are because you know if Taylor Swift wasn't dating Travis Kelce, I think Buffalo would have been the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the year before that, I think Baltimore would have been the Super Bowl. The year before that. Yeah.
So bad for Lamar.
Or the Niners would have won. Yeah.
Ball, like I don't know what he was doing. And Kincaid.
Yeah, but they should not have been in that position though. Oh,
He has to catch that.
Mark Andrews. But they should not have gone for two early in the game. In the third quarter. Because then they would have gone for another. You should not have been in that position. But anyway. That's just my 2 cents. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I know we can talk football all day, but we've got to do this stuff. All right. Okay, so here's what you want to do when you solve this. Okay, I'm gonna write down the steps as well. You hit alpha, zoom, and we're gonna do this several times today, so you'll have a chance to practice this. Right now, you can just watch. So you create something called a 3x3 matrix. So alpha, zoom, and you do a 3x3. And you simply just type the numbers in. So 2. Oh, I gotta use my mouse. 2. And you have to hit the right keys. If you hit enter, it just stores it right away. But once you get the hang of it, you get pretty fast with it. By the way, negative, do not put a minus sign. Because it's waiting for this to track and it's gonna freak out. Just put -3. Remember, you guys, when you're coding, you guys made a mistake.
You don't put in the variables.
Nope. That's why that's not gonna make too much sense right now. It'll make more sense next week. When you raise this to a -1 power, you see where it says x -1? You raise it to -1. Again, that's not gonna make any sense right now. It will next week. And then you're gonna do a
Always
correct. And then you do a 3x1, where you do 3 rows in 1 column. So you hit alpha zoom again. And you type in the other numbers. Yeah, 6, 12, and 6. And it gives you the answers. So it's 1/2. It is nonsense. So x is 1/2. Actually, it's right like this. -1/3 and 2. And you can test each one out to see for yourself.
right at the end.
This right here. Yep. X, Y, Z. It goes in that order. Very important.
Now, just so you know, you have to write in the order which you see these coefficients. If I give you the coefficients mixed up, the answer is gonna be mixed up. So what you need to do is put all these in order, put all the variables on one side, the constant on the other side. It has to be in this actual order.
There's a good reason why mathematicians or coders are super OCD and super detail oriented. You have to be that way with this stuff. And a lot of coding involves matrices. So you really have to respect that process because otherwise it'll just be off. So let's try it again.
Alpha zoom.
Okay, hit alpha zoom. 3 by 3. And then you're just gonna
3 by 1.
for the systems we're working with, yes. 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 5, -1. And if you don't see a variable, assume zero's in its place. Like if there's no y there, you gotta put one as a zero as a placeholder. 3,
Why'd you put 2 for Z?
because I am not paying attention. That's why. Because thank you, Linky, for correcting me. That's why. That's why.
One.
But you see the likelihood for errors are still pretty high, right? And then hit it again. 3 by 1.
You get points for credit if you see that we did it.
Correct. Right. Yeah. I mean, you will get a weird answer. So you might want to just remind yourself you're human, you know what you're doing. Just you made an error. Right. Don't lose confidence. That looks pretty nice. I promise the answers will come out nice. Yep. And it works because if you plug it into the first equation, you get 2 plus -2, those cancel. -3 times 4 is -12. If you plug into the other two, 5 minus -2, 7 plus 4 is 11. Cool. 1 plus -6, -5 minus 8, -13. That's cool. What I would want you to show, which we'll talk about next week. Next, we're going to add a little more detail. I'm going to ask you to organize this into a matrix, kind of like that, and then show the process of how it becomes that. We'll talk about that when we get there. My expectations, you'll know by next week. For now, I'm just showing you the shortcut, which I don't know if is the best way to teach it, but for the sake of your sanity, because I don't want you guys doing all these by hand. That's just nuts. It's absolutely insane. Really hard.
First one by hand.
Probably in 2 minutes, but I might make a mistake. Okay, do you want to do all these by hand? No. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? All right. Okay, and then finally, yeah, I already answered the last one. So we're gonna go over the homework. Let's go over the new homework. Sorry, the new lesson. I made copies. Here we go.
Whatever next thing's an offense.
I think we're skipping around. This only makes a notes. I just call it lesson two. You kind of like brush around here, 69.
Imagine y'all travel to like New Zealand, like Polynesia. And leave as
Okay, let's get moving here. Here we go. So my plan is to try to get these notes done with enough time for you guys to start homework as well. Yeah, homework's gonna be on the last page. We won't do the pairs parabola challenge. We'll skip that last problem. But I do want to do the word problem so you guys understand how to set this up. And then also I'm gonna have you guys do this in the calculator so you guys can actually do it on your own. So you guys might want to get your calculators out. I see they're out over here. I see everyone's got hers out. Jazz got hers out. Rest of you guys, I don't see it out in this table. Get some calculators out here. All right. So anyway, curve fitting. So let's take a look at this one. If you in your work with parabolas, guys, quiet please. you develop two forms for the general equation of a quadratic function. You have that and that. So let's talk about each of these forms first. And by the way, for those who are doing the SAT in about a month or 5-6 weeks from now, they do ask you guys to be comfortable with these forms. So let's talk about this. Do you guys know what the first form's called? Perfect. Thank you, Nathan. Standard. How about the second form? Okay, good. So what do they tell us? This can actually tell us whether it opens up or down. And likewise over here. And you have to focus on the letter A, right? Because if A is positive, we open up. If A is negative, bless you. So both forms can inform us of that, right? If A is positive, if I have standard form, it opens up. If A is positive for the vertex form, same thing. If it's negative, they both up and down. So these tell us the same thing. Now, this one also tells us the y-intercept. What letter in the standard form gives us the y-intercept? Perfect. I can't get the y-intercept for the vertex form, but it will tell me the vertex. And what letters tell me the vertex? H and K. Now, if I do want the vertex for this, then I have to do negative b over 2a. If I do want the y-intercept here, I have to plug in x equals 0. So you have to do a little extra work. Like if I want the y-intercept, just boom, just look at it. But if I want the vertex, then boom, just look at it. But here, if I want the vertex from standard form, I gotta do a little extra work, right? And then plug it back in and get y. Here, if I want the y-intercept, I have to plug in 0 and work it out. So some are more advantageous than others. It just depends on what you're given. That was good. Oh, cool. How'd that happen? Yeah, that's cool. Number sense, just quit. Here,
Oh, yeah. How'd you
here,
get
just
that?
quit. Here, exit. Here. Here you go. Here.
Why would you get rid of it?
What?
All right, guys, quiet. It's an app or a game on our calculator. All right. There's some game. I don't know. No idea. I think it's called integer sense or something, or number sense. All right. We'll go over it again. Okay. Now, okay, guys, quiet, please. So, for the sake of standardized testing the SAT, sometimes what you will see, and I'll try to show you guys some questions next week. I'll try to find some tape if I can, but it might take some time, so I'll do it next week for sure. Sometimes they'll say, guys, quiet. They might say, hey, here's a graph of a parabola. Which of the following will give me the equation where the y-intercept is a constant? Or if I say, hey, which of the following gives me an equation where the vertex is a constant? So what's asking you to do is asking you to pick an equation that looks like this, if you want the y-intercept as a constant. Here, the question is asking you to pick something that looks like this, if you want the vertex as a constant. So you do want to be comfortable with these forms and what each form provides, because that does kind of appear on SAT exams. I'll show you some SAT questions next week, so you guys understand what I'm talking about. But you do need to know what each form provides. Okay, so now we know that. We're as detailed as possible. Let's move on to 661. So any question on 660? We saw what that means. Okay. Now for 661, this is the part where we need to use a matrix. Okay, and we need to solve 3 variables or constants. So first off, they say that a quadratic function has those points. Fine. Let's do it. 1, 0. Well, let me set this up a little differently. Okay, 1, 0. 2, 5. 3, 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'm not 100% sure how this is gonna look at, guys, quiet please, thank you. But maybe it looks like this. I don't know. Or maybe it might look like this. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how this will look. Like where the vertex is, that's not obvious. Like, I don't know where the vertex is, right? I don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna develop an algebraic method to find this equation. Here's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna plug in each point. Plug in each point for x and y into y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now this will be a test question, 100%. So let me show you how to do it. Let's plug in 1 comma 0. Let's plug in 2 comma 5. And let's plug in 3 comma 12. So it should be pretty simple. 0 equals what? A times 1 squared plus b times 1. Actually, I'm just going to try to write the equations. I think you guys can make sense of it. I'm going to skip a couple steps. And then I'll just discuss, make sure you guys understood what I did. Okay, don't need to be too detail oriented. All right, so what did I do? I plugged in 1 and 0 for x and y, right? So I plugged 1 and 0 for x and y. So I got that. Hey, guys, focus. Plug 2 and 5 for x and y. Plug in 3 and 12 for x and y. You see how that becomes 9? So I square x. That becomes 4, I square x. Of course, 1, 1, 2. Oh, okay. All right. So does that make sense? I made those equations. You guys see that? Okay, John, you're kind of actually in someone's way.
No, bro. Bounce out.
Thanks. Yes, John. I square 2. Because you got, so what I'm doing is I'm plugging in for x. When x is 2, I gotta do 2, I gotta do a times x squared, which is a times 4, b times x, which is 2b, and then of course c is c. And when I plug in 3, notice I do a times 3 squared, which is 9a, b times 3, which is 3b, and of course c is just c. For now. So you have 3 equations with how many variables? 3. So if you didn't know about this fancy calculator trick, what would you do to solve it? You'd have to probably do elimination, make some substitution. You have to do all that work. So instead, we're gonna use the calculator trick. That's what we're gonna do instead. But you can see how the calculator is gonna help us get the equation for the quadratic function.
Did you press alpha twice to do the calculator thing?
No, alpha once.
My calculator.
Here we go. Well, let me turn on. So alpha
Oh,
zoom. We're gonna create 3 by 3. Okay, you should get that. Now, what are my coefficients? 1, 1, 1, 4, 2, 1, 9, 3, 1. So you gotta do 1, 1, 1, 4, 2, 1, 9, 3, 1. It's kind of like the phone number. So 1, 1, hey. Guys.
Alex,
Lincoln, can you stop being distracted, please? Thank you.
Alex, takes for me.
Yeah, guys, stop throwing stuff. All right. I'm gonna have to separate you guys. All right. Hey, I think I didn't even say a word. I can hear you guys. That defines Adelaide. Yeah. If you ask me about your letter of rec, I'll say that. You're nonchalant. All right, here we go. Okay. Guys, next one. All right. If you ask, I will.
I'm nonchalant. Hell yeah.
Well, I'm about saying a good way. So, because it could be in a bad way too. You have to be careful. No, I've never read bad letter of rec.
No.
All right. Guys. Let me finish. Thank you. All right, these are my constants. 1, 2, and -3. So by doing that, A is 1, B is 2. Perfect. So let me switch colors here. So A is 1, B is 2. So this really saves a lot of time. So the equation is going to be y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. There we go. That's your equation. So we like this process because in real life, you're not going to take data and find a model for the data by hand. A lot of people actually build, like Python's a great program, but I've done Python coding. If you're actually building a model to predict something, you would punch the data in and it's an equation, right? And so that's what we're trying to do here. Yeah.
I got 17, 22, 27.
You punch it in wrong. Here.
Why don't you try it?
Oh, I brought you.
Wait, you got what?
I forgot to put it to the -1.
Oh, yeah, that's what.
Can I do that now?
Mr. E, where's my table?
I don't know where your table went. They just they wanted to avoid you. That's probably what it is. All right, guys. I know, don't jokes. All right, so I'm gonna do it again. So Alexander, what you want to do is you want to alpha zoom. Do you see it? Do you see the menu when you hit alpha zoom? You see? Yeah, you want to select 3 by 3.
Wait, you put it to the -x.
Yeah, thank you.
Put it to
You want-
the -1x.
Then you got to raise to -1 power. Yeah, they got punching the numbers. You guys, let's do it again. Let's do it again because I think you guys need to see it one more time. All right. All right. Let me try to expand this. Hey guys, quiet, please. Thank you. All right, let's do it one more time. Okay, it's clear. So alpha zoom. All right. Just move the arrow keys. Okay, the arrow keys are your best friend here. 3 by 3. You type in the numbers. So 1, 1, 1, 4, 2, 1, 9, 3, 1. Now, this doesn't make any sense because Lincoln did, he forgot the -1. That's because I'm just trying to punch numbers right now, mindlessly, to be honest.
So you go
What
to the, or you press the, oh, X.
once I talk about what a matrix is next week, you'll see why we're doing -1. Right now, you don't know why. It is moving too. You hit X and -1 power on the left side. Do you see it? Yeah. Yeah, the blue pill, the red pill. The first one's good. The other two are not that great. I think they're good.
Can I change this now?
Yeah, what semester do you all have?
Okay.
You've met so many actors when you're gambling, so like.
Well, first I don't really gamble. Second, well, Mark Cuban. I told that. What other famous person did I tell you?
Here at the.
Mick Jagger.
Oh, who's
No, Mick Jagger. Mark Cuban. Yeah, but I mean, no. Okay, if I had to choose one movie, like the only movie I could watch, it'd probably be Godfather, 1 or 2. Yeah, or make Goodfellas is kind of close.
I like the folks.
Godfather to another woman. Oh.
I tried to explain to my wife, and she still doesn't get it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, wow. I know. Okay.
Barbie. Kind of satirical because it is a commentary on like.
Which one, Barbie or Godfather? Yeah.
What is satirical mean?
Exactly.
What is
Thank you,
satirical?
Elvis.
What is satirical mean?
Like.
It's satire on what? Sorry. Satire on, is it masculinity or? Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I
People
agree.
just like glorify it as
Yeah,
this, like,
I agree.
super like mosh. This is for the boys. Like no.
No, it's a masterpiece movie, I think. Anyway,
About like, Mr. E, if you're on roulette, red or black?
that's a dumb bet. It's not.
Mr. E, if you're
So-
standing on 17, do you hit or stay?
Ooh.
You stay.
Dealer showing 18.
You s-
Dealer showing an 8.
Oh, deal showing 8. No, well, if you're counting cards. If you count, I actually I could show you how to count cards later. You want?
Officer, will you teach us?
Yeah, afterwards I can show you guys. Sure. Guys, I got 19. Guys, I'm gonna get. Not with friends. I can't do it right now. Not in the mood. Sorry, I have to be in the right frame of mind.
Plus 800.
Literally, you know,
I'll
yeah.
get it.
Okay, guys, let's get moving. All right. Okay, 666. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys do this. Okay, guys, quiet. So I'm gonna set up one more problem, have you guys do the calculator work, and then you get the last problem on your own. All right, and we'll count cards. Okay, good. All right, so because you guys are distracting, I'm gonna have you read. Lincoln, you read this. CPM engineers, read it for us. I want Lincoln to read.
CPM engineers are considering developing a private space rocket. In a computer simulation, the rocket is approaching a star and caught in its gravitational pull. When the rocket's engines are fired, the rocket will slow down, stop momentarily, and then pick up speed and move away from the star, avoiding its gravitational field. CPM engaged the rocket's engines when it was 750,000 miles from the star. After 1 full minute, the rocket was 635,000 miles from the star. After 2 minutes, the ship was 530,000 miles from the star.
Okay, so here's what I need you guys to do. Guys, let me finish. Thank you. Lois, stop. Thank you. No, I don't want to kick anyone out. I just want you guys to learn. That's all. All right. So highlighter. Highlighter can help tremendously. All right. It's pretty cool invention. Being facetious about that. Okay. So anyway, if you think about it, highlight the information that matters. All that stuff earlier on was fluff. I mean, yes, it's good to know the context, but here's the thing. When you start the engine, what's the time when you start the engine? If I just start, how much time has passed? Thank you, Aiden. And what's your speed? Oh, sorry, what's your distance? Sorry. Okay. You guys see how I just did? I created a ordered pair from each sentence. Now let's look at the pink. How much time's passed in pink?
What?
And what's the distance? 635. Okay, for the green, how much time's passed?
2,530.
Perfect. Okay. So you see what I've done?
Is I've taken information. So when you have a word problem, okay, this is why people don't like word problems. You have to understand what am I
Are we gonna
given?
like do the
Man,
the
shut
thing?
up.
No, he's asking a question.
Hey, Brett.
Yeah, John, go ahead.
Is this like the alpha thing, alpha zoom?
We're gonna do that in a
In a
moment.
word problem?
In a moment, yes.
Alright.
So here's the deal. What am I being told? I'm being told time and distance. When a certain amount of time has passed, I'm this far away. But then when another minute's passed, I'm getting closer, another minute I'm getting even closer, right? And we want an equation that can relate.
Okay. Equations. This is actually probably the most important thing I think that we're talking about here. Equations, which I'm pretty sure you guys haven't thought of equations this way, are simply relationships. I'm trying to get like a religious on you guys here, or spiritual. Are relationships between two unknown quantities. Okay. That's all equations ever are. They're just simply relationships. Actually, I'm gonna say two or more, because you could have more variables. That's a possibility too. But we just keep things in two in this class. If you do take stats or AP stats, you learn about more stuff. So anyway, that's all they ever are. So our role is to take, actually technically you guys can, if you do well enough in this class, you could do it after this class next year. Our task is to use the data to make the equation or describe the relationship. Okay, now for those who've been, since you guys are talking about sports gambling or whatever, betting, okay, and actually I'll show this to you guys next week because the Super Bowl's coming up in the week. So, okay, well, we can talk about that later too.
Yes.
Okay,
Mr. E18 leg.
okay, wait, hold on. Well, no, that's a dumb bet, by the way.
Win $3
What's
million.
the most safe?
Okay, let me talk.
It's like
Thank you. Let me talk. Thank
I
you.
think
All right. With the upcoming Super Bowl, we know it's the biggest gambled betting event of the year, right?
Is it really?
What is it? Yeah, it is easily. No event's even close. what part of the game are people betting on the most on? Like, what's the one thing that people talk about the most about the game?
Let's go.
Was that
Let's go.
No.
Win or lose?
Score.
Money line.
point spread? The point spread. Okay, the point spread. So
You know what it is?
I think it's 1.5 KC. But so here's the thing: can you predict the outcome of the game? We could if we make
What
it.
do you do for like the 49ers?
I don't do it anymore now, but yes, because I don't have time. But what you could do is you could take data. What data can you look at? Like how many how passing yards, how their win-loss records, how many yards they've had over the season, how many turnovers. Oh, I just kind of looked at the point spread. Yeah, I didn't do anything fancy, but you get to put all that data into an equation, and what gets spit out of the equation, a point spread. Okay.
Is that what they do?
That's what a lot of there's machine learning models that predict those results. That's a relationship. You're relating things that happen on the field to what you think is going to happen in the future, right? That's called predictive model. That's what we're doing here. This is not as exciting as football betting, but it's the same kind of idea. We're trying to take the data, put it into a calculator to spit out an equation. That's precise. So we're trying to relate these two things. Again, not as exciting as football, but so here's what we're gonna do, guys. We did A. Yeah, we can start a class if you want. If an elective, but you need some stats first.
Everybody would- Online gambling in 101.
No. We call it predictive modeling, and then we have a capstone, and you could choose your capstone project. And I'd advise you.
That would be so fun. Oh my god.
Well,
please do it.
Wait, but you need to learn stats and machine learning. You have to learn those two things.
But then how do we take it?
What do you have?
Not, I take stats senior year.
Well, first of all, this is all pie in the sky. We have to create a class. That takes like years. Okay, we'll talk. Let's talk after class. Okay. All right, guys. Let's move on. Let's not do part B. Let's do part C. All right. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to do this in the calc. I'm going to set up the matrix. I want you guys to punch into the calculator. Okay. Let me set up for you guys. Here we go. It's going to look like this. 750. Let me do some red.
Except like I was. I guarantee I'm not.
I don't have it.
Let's see here.
Not helping.
3x3 still.
Well, people not bet on like the what's that horse race called?
Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Like people
I'm
bet
pretty sure it's a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure.
out.
I'm pretty sure it's a Super Bowl. We could look it up.
Don't a lot of people bet on that horse race though.
I would bet like
I'm gonna have
They do, but the Super Bowl has so many other. It just gets well. First of all, there's nothing else going on. Like what other sporting events happening in a couple weekends? It's not. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, May there's like baseball, there's NBA playoffs, there's hockey. I mean, there's golf going on. Anyway, so guys,
Bet on basketball.
the basketball's rigged. Basketball's rigged.
So bad.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Not
Okay,
my last 3 times I've gone to Warriors games and hit my parallels.
good for you. Congratulations. All right, guys, let's punch it in. Guys, it's in the calculator. Let's do it now. Let's punch it in. I want you guys to solve this. We're not moving on to the next problem. Just talk to your teammates. Just do or your group table, your table group. All right, let's punch it in. I want the answer. Okay. I'll come look. Okay, girls, let's get to work. Punch it in. Good. Oh, you have to put 0-0.
Yeah.
First one.
Yeah.
No, because you bet 1-0 for that. I'll feel like.
No.
What grade's your brother? What about your brother?
All of them are correct.
It'll make sense.
Nathan? Oh, he has two.
Now you don't.
It's like a heart.
Yeah.
Wait, it's Calder? Well, no,
Girls,
it's just.
okay, I have to separate you guys next week. Seriously, Lois, I have to move you. Cannot sit and talk together for a while. Cause I mean, how many times have I had to tell you to stop? I mean, I'm being super calm, so I'm being nice about it, but it's not helping you, right? So, yeah, let's look, let's focus on things. Thank you.
That's the best pronunciation I've ever heard.
Collier.
Okay, so you made a mistake. You got from two
I'm slow.
last.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a.
Wait, Mr. E.
Last one was the first step you online. So here's what you do. Good to go.
Mr. E.
So set them wrong. Just change that to online. Yes, Phil, go ahead.
Is it 0A or like 1?
001 for the first row.
Hey.
Okay, let me show you guys what's happening. It should be 001 for the first row. And then 111 for the second row, and then 421 for the third row. Okay, 421. All right. So 0. Actually, I'll just use my laptop.
Then what?
1 1 1 4 2 1.
Think, what is it? Think what?
Yeah, I should get that sounds about right.
35?
Yeah. Yeah, both parts. Great, thank you so much. And if you stick around, I could grade it. I know what you said. 750. 635. Crap. Okay, I made a mistake, guys. Hold on. Don't do crazy bets, guys. Put money in your college savings. Okay.
Any money I get is put straight in my Robinhood account.
Well,
I put it into my savings. I lost so much money, then I
all right.
Mr. E, so what is this like Chinese AI that I'm losing like a lot of money on right now?
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, because people are worried about DeepSeek. Well, because it's faster to whatever they developed.
They do it like way faster with way less
Right.
money.
So that's what Nvidia is going down like crazy because people are worried. Well, maybe we don't need Nvidia anymore.
My dad actually thinks it's smart to buy them.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, yeah, because I still think it'll be around.
We should do a massive-
Still just, but
I was trying to do like a big option on Nvidia right now.
3Gs worth
Like,
of my S&P.
option plays are a little risky too, though. But all right. Anyway, guys. So the answer is this. Y, or we'll say distance.
Can't you just like copy the code?
Yeah, but here's how you want to write the equation, guys. I don't want you guys getting lazy. 5t squared minus 120t plus 750. Okay.
Do you want us to write the answer?
Well, that because we want the context, right? Because the context is t. That's his time, right? That's his time, and our y is distance. Okay. And then you can plug in 50,000 for d and solve for t afterwards. We won't do that in the interest of time, but
Word problems very disputed are gonna translate to like the three that
we just did that.
Just did it.
We just did it.
use.
Okay, we'll do one more. Let's do one more. It'll sink in. I think the next one will make more sense. That's a T. Okay. So that's the equation for part C. Let's skip part D for now because I want to do the next problem.
Sorry, I'm just.
Okay, last one, guys. Here's what I want you guys to do. All right. I think you guys got this. Okay, so John, let's have you read. At a pizza shop.
At a pizza shop, 2 small pizzas, a liter of soda, and a salad cost $14.
Okay.
1 small pizza, a liter of soda, and 3 salads cost $15. 3 small pizzas, a liter of soda cost $16. What is the cost of each? 1 small pizza, a liter of soda, and a salad. Use the system of equations and solve the problem.
Perfect. Okay. So Alexander, to answer your question, here's how we're gonna make.
Liter.
Salad is 30.
Actually, let's use ABC. That's fine. Well, sorry, go ahead, Alexander.
Oh, wait, no.
Like problems like these, like they're not three-dimensional.
They were. There were 3 equations, 2 variables.
Oh, it's just, okay, so.
Because I plug into the quadratic formula. I've said the quadratic equation.
just-
And I had to solve for A, B, and C.
Oh, I'm just wondering how it's like more applicable to like things
Yeah,
that are
well-
actually two-dimensional.
So let's look at this one here. Okay.
Wait, how, does this have anything to do with like the 3D?
I know what you're asking. You're asking like three unknowns. The three unknowns in the quadratic was like three constants in a,
Yeah.
right, that's a little different. I agree that
When do we do like the 3D like graphs?
Sorry, that's just.
we're not doing that ever again. No, because we don't want to do it ever again. No, it's just I had to show it to you, that's all.
Oh.
No, it's too weird. It's to do it so you know what's happening graphically, that's all.
Oh.
To know what's happening, that's okay, guys. First, you guys are gonna help me make the equations, right? So the first sentence, two. Okay, if I use A, B, and C, okay, we'll use A, B, and C.
2A
Oh, what happened?
plus B
All right.
plus C equals.
Okay, hold on. Whoa. So hold on. All right. So then go. What's the equation?
2A plus B plus C.
Perfect. Okay. Next up.
Plus B plus 3C.
Hold on. Let me get a highlighter again. Quiet, please. Thank you. All right. All right. Here we go. So next up is going to be, yes, A plus B. Cool. And the last equation?
3A plus B plus 16.
John, please don't do that.
I'm trying to get- they-
We'll take care of it. Just okay. This is the part where we will make mistakes. We gotta be careful. Hold on. Okay. So pizza. So what I'm gonna say, guys, 3A plus what? Plus what, guys?
Do not want me.
Okay, what am I gonna put for C, guys?
Nothing, 0.
0C, right?
Plus 16.
Okay. I want you guys to do this in the calculator now.
Here's the thing. This is how we know you're probably making an error. Now, this is a real life word problem. Would it make sense to have a negative number of sodas?
No.
Or a decimal, like 0.67
So
sodas?
are you, do you have to round up?
No, you should get whole numbers precisely. There should be
Oh, 'cause you're
no,
not putting in a
should be no
decimal
room
for
for
the.
error
okay,
here.
I see, I see.
So our answer should not be a decimal. Answer should not be negative. If you're getting a negative answer, you gotta say, hey, I probably set this up wrong, or I probably punched it wrong in the calculator. I'm human. We make errors. That's happens all the time.
3-1.
But have faith in your ability that you know what you're doing. Just you're human. You can make a mistake. Sure. Fine. All right, not a problem. I think so.
513.
Yeah, 513. Yep.
Yes.
Already
Yeah,
getting-
you got it. Good. Good. Okay. You guys can do the homework now. Good. Perfect. Perfect timing. You missed like a wild class today. Okay. Yeah, good. Good. All right. So anyway, you guys can do the homework. It's right here. Have a great weekend. And we're all done. All right. Yeah, that's on.